Hello everyone, welcome to Halo Moon Tarot. This is your weekly reading for Sagittarius. How are you guys, Sag? Hope you're well. See what's happening with you. This can be any aspect of your life. Take it how it best resonates. Sagittarius. What does Sagittarius need to know? Clarity, please. Any aspect of their life. For Sagittarius, what do they need to know? Six of Air, Six of Earth, which is Six of Pentacles. We have the Messenger of Water. Ooh, someone wants to reach out. See a communication here. This is like the Messenger of Water is like the Knight of Wands energy. We have a person coming towards you. This is someone who wants to get to know you, moving forward calmly and peacefully. They may be moving away from another person, no longer giving to this person. This is someone who feels they've probably given enough already and not getting what they want in return. So I think you got a person reaching out to you here. Nine of Water. Oh yeah, this is someone who's it's definitely an energy of someone who's, and I'm going to tell you, there's always room for caution when it is anything other than a king, even at that stage, okay? Because I feel here with this Messenger of Water, it has to do with reciprocity, equal give and take. Somebody here, you see that? Learning lessons from their past about reciprocity. This is someone who's moving away to avoid a disaster with somebody who's not giving to them. So they feel they've sacrificed enough. Okay, this is somebody who didn't get something they wanted. And I feel it's possibly too because they weren't reciprocating. They weren't giving as well. So you can see the way the cards fall that way for me because that's the way I read. My spirit guides know this is somebody who's thinking about something that happened in the past, why they didn't get something they want. So it's a person who's learned. So yeah, so it's an energy of somebody who probably feels a little bit like a fool. I can see that energy, you see. They didn't get something they wanted. They wanted something. They wanted to be indulged, but they weren't indulging you. So I think you got a person who's learning that. So it's about taking a leap of faith. See, they're leaving something behind and they're ready to take a risk. Yeah, someone's learned. Probably when they were younger, young adult, teenager. So yeah, we've got the Seven of Air, someone trying to figure something out. See, you got someone in their head. They're looking at the facts. And you can see here with this card, I love this card because it depicts the energy the way I see it. It's a person who's in their head trying to figure something out. Okay, and you can see all these birds down here. We've got the geese and we have, it looks like a little pheasant or something. I don't know, maybe a quail. But it's looking right up at this person who's sitting there, who's got this faraway look in their eyes because they're in their head. They're trying to figure something out. This is someone who's coming to, I feel overall, it's a realization why they didn't get what they wanted because they were afraid to take a risk. They do feel like a fool. I can see this energy, you see. See, they figured this out. They figured it out themselves because they're looking at the facts. Now, this could have been someone who was being a little sneaky in the past. But I think it's an energy of someone who's, kind of reaching out. They're trying to figure out if you feel the same. And they feel like a fool. This person feels like a fool. Maybe they were a little bit of a player, playing little games. They really wanted to win. But I can tell you what I'm seeing is a person they're realizing it. They definitely feel like a fool. So they're leaving that behind, you see. They didn't get what they wanted because they didn't want to take a risk. They were being sneaky. They were trying to get you to tell you how they felt, how you felt. There they are. There's that little breadcrumb. So this is how they likely communicated. So like I say, it's a little mischievous. I don't think this person was really manipulating or doing anything bad. It's because I feel they were, a little afraid they weren't going to get what they wanted anyway. See, a little wishy-washy, but they're exploring their feelings and emotions. See, you got the seahorse, mating for life. This is a person who's traveling into memory lane. They're realizing why they didn't get what they wanted because the Page of Earth. They may have reached out and said, what you up to? and they wanted you to indulge them. So I'm seeing a lot of this lately, and I feel this is where a lot of people watching the readings, especially mine, this energy is in a lot of the readings. It's telling you to look at that. When someone reaches out to you and they breadcrumb, they offer, they just say, hey, what you up to? Why? Because they want you to reciprocate. They're trying to win. They're trying to figure out to get you to indulge them, to give them something. They're not 100% sure how they feel, but they definitely, are kind of hoping for something here. It's their wishing, their hopes and dreams. You may have taken a risk with this person and then you feel like you were being played. But I'm going to tell you, I feel like you kind of figured it out first, Sag. Yeah, they are. This is a person who's apprehensive. They're putting some detail into a communication, but probably not quite enough. So there it is, a little manipulation. Manipulating, a little play on words. So it was a play on words. It's the way they worded something. Now they're hoping you're going to give them what they want. There we have the star. So lovely. So it's an energy of someone who feels like you're out of their league or the situation's out of reach. So someone who probably, doesn't think you see their value or their worth, or they won't get what they want, because it is about someone's hopes and dreams. They were hoping and dreaming that you would give them what they wanted. So it all depends on what it is. Okay. A lot of times with the messenger of water, it's someone who wants to date you. They want to see you. They're exploring their feelings. They're not sure how you feel. Now they're kind of exploring it. You see, they're looking at that little seahorse here. I just love this card. You see, looking at that. Now, this is someone who enlightened me, and I have checked it out about seahorses mating for life. So this person's not 100% sure, right? So they're being careful to play on words. They don't want to give too much. They don't want you to think that they're in love. They're not 100% sure, but they definitely wanted to be indulged. They definitely want that. But I feel like you didn't get what you wanted. It's like I don't think anyone got what they wanted here because of that energy. So I do see an energy of manifesting, two people manifesting each other, both adore each other. This is two people who adore each other. I think this person adores you and admires you, and they want to win. They feel like you're out of their league. So this is the tactic that they kind of go through. But, it is definitely an energy of this person exploring the idea of making something more permanent. So it's an energy of waiting for things to kind of calm down, calming down. It's likely a person who didn't really take the time to really get to know you. That's what I feel, because I see that. They're looking at it. They didn't really take a lot of time. They didn't give you a lot of time, put a lot of effort into it. They kind of breadcrumb, because I do think they were in their head a lot. I do think they were putting a lot of thought into things, about taking a risk. But boy, do they feel like a fool. I can tell you that right now. In fact, you both might. You may have taken a risk, maybe somebody did and somebody didn't. Put it that way. I can see the energy. Yeah. What's this Six of Air about? There, see, there it is. Two people wanting the other person to give them something. You both want probably the same thing. You want this person to indulge you, to tell you how they feel, but there's this lack of reciprocity. So, so see, there it is. There's that Seven of Swords. See, both people trying to figure out, both people wanting to win, but you're only offering one cup, nothing more, because they want you to do it first. We have the Fool. Starts at a 0. We have the Magician manifesting new. So you see that? This person's definitely, they want to win. They're looking at the facts of the situation. They're like, I don't know if they feel the same as I do. Like, I don't even really 100% know how I feel, because they're in their head. Okay. So somebody who looks at the facts, very logical. So we have someone who's thinking very logically, and in fact, you both probably have some of that energy. I see a Magician. So I do see some Mercury energy, and it's all about the communication. It's the way they communicate. It's mischievous. Their intentions is not to be a player. Their intentions is not to cause any harm. It's their own lack of wanting to take a risk. Okay. This person didn't want to look like a fool. So I feel they were really looking at that a lot too much there. Okay. If they offered all their heart and opened up, and yeah, so there you go. We have the Six of Earth. Yeah, see, a little fear of being hurt, someone protecting their heart. They're also probably trying to figure out if they're reaching out to someone else. Okay, if you're reaching out to somebody else, because it is an energy of a little heartache. Somebody here who's likely been hurt before because they reached out to somebody and then they were, the other person may have rejected them, ignored them, or was already off on another path with somebody else. So it's an energy of no longer talking. It's a little bit of heartache there for sure. So yeah, see, it's an energy of a little fear of being hurt, of being the first person to make the offer. You may not reciprocate, you may not feel the same. But I think you both are. You're both figuring things out here. I think you're both kind of in your head. You're likely thinking some of the same thing because it feels like some time's gone by. Things have kind of calmed down, moving into calmer waters. You may have felt this person, is just going to move away to avoid a disaster. See, moving away to avoid a disaster because of the fear of being hurt. That this person won't feel the same. They won't reciprocate. But there's that little offer. This is planting the seed. So this is somebody who reached out. This is just a little seed. It's just the start of something. It's the pentacle, a little breadcrumb, but it's still a seed. But it's energy of wanting something more solid, wanting more of a guarantee, you see. So this is this person. This is the way they think. So we have the messenger of water. Why is this here? Oh, Sag, yeah. See, it's about safety, security, financial stability. This is about two people looking out for each other's best interests. So now there's likely going to be another scenario here, but I'm going to try to stick to this one. And they always throw me all over the place because there's a lot of people, a lot of energies. But this could be this person offering you something. So they're thinking about this. They're figuring things out. I think, we're at the second round here, second level of cards. So I think they're going to offer you something more stable. It's an energy of someone who needs to show you they're more reliable, that they're stable. So there's something there too, a little bit of fear about that. Tell me more about the Ten of Pentacles. This could be a place of business where you work, where you congregate, where you socialize. It's a safe place. Okay, so they may approach you in a place like this. Ask you for a date. They want to take you out. It's like they want to start this. They want to date you and court you. So I do feel it's an energy of two people kind of, wanting the same thing, hoping that, you want the same thing. So there it is. There's the energy of wisdom, being very wise, knowing everything you already know. See, this person's now realizing when they're looking at the facts of what all happened here, the way things went down, okay, that they already know you're the one. See, this is someone who already knows within themselves. They're probably keeping it to themselves or they're not realizing, but they already know everything they need to know. I think they're figuring it out. They're looking at the facts. You see, this is someone who needs to take a little bit more time to get to know someone. And I feel like that's yourself. You maybe wanted a little bit more time. They could be somebody who was at a distance, so there's a energy of taking more time, moving forward calmly and peacefully. And I do think this is somebody who probably already knew within themselves that you were the one. Yeah, or maybe you felt that way. It could go either way, but it has to do with this passion and this growth about the one, being very passionate about this energy. So, my goodness. Nine of Water. See, the Seven of Swords isn't always a player. The Seven of Swords sometimes comes across as that energy, but it's not always. It's a logical person who looks at the facts, the details in a logical way. They want to win. So they're taking the things that they know that resonates, the things that work, and they're leaving the rest behind. You see, they're leaving that stuff in the past. So that's why I feel second Passover, they're coming to offer you something more solid, something guaranteed. Now, it could be an invitation to go for dinner, to go somewhere, maybe just meet someplace. But I'm going to tell you, this person is definitely very wise. I feel that what they did is they didn't realize they already knew. Okay, so there's definitely been some kind of a choice here. Tell me about the water. Person may have had other people around them. It's possible, but it's like they already know. So it's also for yourself. Trust your intuition. Okay. Yeah. It's an energy. If it feels right, go for it. Tell me about the Nine of Water. Why is the Nine of Water here? There we go. Yeah, see, it's an energy where someone's not so sure. And then we have, there it is, whether someone sees their worth and value, the situation be out of reach. See, this person's, the reason why they do this is they feel they're going to be rejected. You might ignore them. This person's, overall, I'm sensing a little ego getting in the way. But I got to see here with the Star, it's an energy of someone reaching out. They're afraid they reach out, they're going to ignore you. This person adores you. They adore you. In fact, I feel like you probably adore each other, at least when this first started getting going. But it's an energy of letting go of things that no longer serve, that fear of rejection, you see, of you not taking this offer. So I feel they kind of reached out. They took a little risk. Yeah, but there's it is, the Page of Earth. I think this person feels like you're out of their league, or the situation's just out of reach, but it's their hopes and dreams, see? They're hoping they're going to get what they want. But it just seems out of reach. I think it's just more of a worry of, I feel like they feel they're going to miss an opportunity, or maybe they feel they have. I can see them in their head. Tell me about the Fool. Why is the Fool here? Yeah, there's that temptation that comes out for a lot of people. Fire signs are getting the temptation card today. Yeah, it's taking a risk, tempted to take a risk. You may have been tempted with this person, but I do think you're a little bit worried they're being sneaky, that they're just being a player, you see? There it is, the temptation. They're going to offer you something. You're tempted to take it. This is the energy I see, tempted to reach out and take it. But it's both people having a fear of rejection, a fear of going for it, fear of taking a risk, for different reasons. But the reasons are really the same. It's a feel of being played, being hurt, being used, being somebody who's just kind of playing games with you, And I don't really think that was their intentions, at least not it's not something they calculated, okay? I don't see that where they calculated that. They planned it. I feel as though it's just something, it's the way it happened, the way it played out, okay? So we have the Seven of Air. Tell me more about the Seven of Air. There we go. Yeah, see, this is someone who keeps doing the same thing over and over again. They can't stop thinking, you see. Like it could be yourself too, not wanting to make mistakes of the past. You may have had this happen before, or it's somebody who keeps coming back around doing that. But it's an energy of taking a risk, tempted. This person is, I'm going to tell you. But I do think they're in their head, and I do think this person thinks too much. It's a self-imposed trap. They're in their head too much. This person thinks too much instead of just kind of going for it, and I do feel there's advice here. Anytime you feel like you're in that energy and you really, you want to connect with someone, you really like them, but you feel like they're out of your league, or, there's circumstances that, make the situation seem out of reach, or you're just afraid you're going to be rejected. Let go of it. It doesn't serve. You see, it doesn't serve. It's of absolutely no value or use to you. You won't get what you want anyway. So there's always a risk involved, and that's what I think this person's thinking. But it's an energy of sort of being trapped in their head, self-imposed trap, feeling like somebody is being a player. If you've been hurt before, played with by somebody, it's definitely hard to break free from that. But that's what I feel. They come back and do the same thing. So I think this person's thinking about it, or you are. You're more than likely both looking at this energy. But, like I say, it's the breadcrumb. They don't really have a whole lot to say. It's practical. It's a little bit mischievous, but it's because of the apprehension, So they kind of manipulate a little, but what they're trying to really do is manifest their hopes and dreams. This person adores you. There's definitely this mutual adoration, at least at some point, but it's also an energy of healing, releasing the things that no longer serve, and breaking out of that self-imposed trap, getting out of the head. Yeah, this is someone who keeps doing the same thing over and over again for the same results, and I do think they're actually finally figuring it out. It's something I don't think they realized. I can kind of see that energy, because they're coming from a place of fear of being hurt. They've likely been hurt before, you know, and I feel both of you, you know. It's baggage, you know. Everybody has a little baggage, you know. It's saying it just doesn't serve, though. Let it go. Take the risk. You're going to be tempted to. I do think you're going to get into your head if this person does reach out. You're going to start thinking the same thing. Okay? Let go. Release that. I feel like you both have some air in your chart, or you're just in that energy. It's where two people are kind of trapped in that same energy. Oh my goodness. It happens though, you know, it happens because of past hurts and pains. You know, like I say, it's the fear of someone not reciprocating or feeling the same. You know, it's kind of like, you know, not trying to avoid being disappointed. You know, anyone who's been disappointed and reached out to people before because they want to get to know them, you know, there's that fear, you know, and if they reject you, ignore you, or, you know, or even cruel. Sometimes you get people who can be really cruel. They don't care, right? And they hurt you. So it does leave scars. It's baggage. And it's basically saying just let it go. Okay? But I do see the temptation, a little fear of taking that risk. See? But it's an energy of pushing through that fear. That's what the Fool does. That's that Aries energy, whether there's an Aries here or not. It's the energy of going for it. Page of Earth. Anybody can be in that energy. Why is the Page of Earth here? Yeah, see, it's about teamwork, cooperation, and compromise, compatibility. They may have be a little apprehensive if you're compatible. Okay, but it's energy of two people who build each other up, not tear each other down. So with that being said, I feel like you've rejected both. You both rejected each other before. There could be a little game playing going on, but I'm not so sure it's games. I actually do feel it's a fear of being hurt, something not being reliable, feeling safe, you know, wanting to feel safe with someone if you can count on them to have your best interest. But it's an energy of trusting your intuition. Now, it's very possible your intuition's telling you this person's very focused on the wand, the physical connection. So there could be a little bit too much thinking about that as well, but I'm not really seeing it with this person at this point. Okay, what I'm really seeing is this person not 100% sure, apprehensive if you're compatible. Okay, but I do think this person is realizing here that the situation isn't out of reach. I actually feel this person is letting go. They're going to release this energy, and they're going to come in and cooperate and compromise. So it's an energy of building up. They need a little building up. Okay, I feel it's like I say, there's apprehension about whether it'll be successful or not. You know, I feel like they're afraid to get trapped in a situation they can't get out of. I feel this is somebody who, like I say, maybe they don't like to hurt people. Maybe they've been hurt before. Maybe they've had someone they've reached out to, didn't get what they wanted, and the person was really cruel. Okay, so you know how that goes. So yeah, it's about looking at it, you know, looking at it from this person's perspective as well. We have the Star. Two people need to let go. It's also about letting go of the outcome, you know, just releasing the outcome and just kind of going down this path. Two people cooperating, compromising, moving forward calmly and peacefully. Maybe take a little more time to get to know each other. And it's about learning about each other. So there is a learning process here. I think both people have learned from this, and that's a good thing. Okay, that's a really good thing when people actually learn these things. Because I do see somebody letting go, or both of you releasing things that no longer serve. Baggage and burdens, things from the past. People who were cruel, hurt you, things that have happened a few times. Sometimes it takes people a little longer to kind of to get it. But I can see this person here wanting to come in. They're wanting this to be successful. They're planning for it. Okay. So, yeah, see, there's the release, the heal, getting out of their head, taking a little pause. So it's definitely a healing energy. It's the thoughts that pin this person down. I feel they kind of lay there and they're thinking, well, what if we're not compatible? What if it's not successful? Then what? This is someone who's healing, learning to love themselves first because they feel like you're out of their league. Yet overall, I feel like they have a little bit of an ego, just a little, like it's obviously getting in the way, or it's, you know, like I say, it's a fear of being hurt. Some of you have been involved in third-party situations before, so, you're a little cautious of how much to give. But when you take what happened in the past and you bring it into another situation, the same thing keeps happening again, okay? I think you're both tempted to take a risk. I do. I feel there's a need for things to be cleared up. There's a need for clarity, clear communication with the Mercury energy. So maybe next Mercury retrograde, maybe it's something that happened the last one. Not necessarily, but it's an energy of two people manifesting each other, healing, releasing baggage from the past, and moving forward towards your hopes and dreams. This could go somewhere. The Star. Whoops. Get this card back up. They flipped over. The Star. Why is the Star here? There we go. There we go. Look at that. 6 of air, 6 of air. Moving forward calmly and peacefully. So this is an energy. This person feels like they're apprehensive whether this will be successful, if you're compatible. They're not so sure you're compatible. It'll be. What if it's not successful? I think what this person thinks about is moving on, how to move on to avoid a disaster, But, with the Star energy, if you really value someone and you're loving yourself first, I do see that with both people healing. I feel it's an energy of being respectful, because the Star to me is having faith in the process, just kind of going with it. And two people being respectful enough to tell the other person, I don't feel we're compatible, and moving on, taking the lessons learned. But I actually feel this could actually move forward. It could be an energy for some of you where this person comes in and there's some kind of closure and healing. They may just move on. But I'm going to tell you, I think it's an energy of two people who really didn't take enough time to really get to know each other, to even know if you're compatible. It's almost like they kind of felt you weren't. They thought about it too much, because it was the thoughts that pinned them down to do with compatibility that made them apprehensive. But how do they know if they didn't take time to get to know you, if they didn't communicate and give? It's about two people moving forward, learning about each other, each giving each other information about each other, to build something, you see. And that's what I feel has happened here. So it's all food for thought. Take the things that you know to be true. Take the time to kind of figure things out. I think the two of you just need to kind of figure out how to move forward, to let go of the outcome. You both need to let go of your past baggage, past hurts, people who were cruel to you, okay? Because sometimes what happens when somebody is treated that way and they go into another relationship, they have a habit of doing the same thing to another person. If they feel the outcome's going to be the same, it's like they do the rejection first. Okay, so take it how it resonates, but I do feel there's definitely a healing, and I don't think this situation's out of reach. I really don't. It all depends on the people, but it's about having faith in the process, faith in each other, and take the time to get to know each other. Just move forward calmly. If you find you're not compatible, you go your separate ways, calmly and peacefully, leaving everything behind. It's that simple. And that's where I feel this person's afraid of getting caught in something they can't get out of if they feel like you're not compatible, because I feel they've had a situation like that already. They had trouble getting out of it, had trouble breaking free. They felt trapped. They felt caught up in something. So whether it be yourself or them. But yeah, I feel like you share a lot of similar energies. Again, a little mirroring there. But that's, when two people who are, I think you both know this, you're probably right for each other in a lot of ways. I mean, you may have your differences, when it comes to compatibility and things that you have in common. But I'll tell you what you do have in common here that I see is that you both have baggage. You both, have a hard time having faith in the outcome. So you kind of look at how things are going to turn out before you even really know each other. So there it is. See, it's an energy of a sense of lack, leaving the lack behind. Okay, a self-fulfilling prophecy. That's what's happened, where somebody comes into a situation already feeling like, no, they're not compatible. They don't like me. No, they don't see my worth or my value. They don't like me for me, that kind of energy. And that, how people think that way. So it's basically an energy of releasing that and going down that path and taking a chance, letting go of the outcome. All right. So, wow, I feel this is a very healing energy, and I love the star. It's cleansing from within. It's to do with the wisdom, the knowledge, okay, the things that you hold inside. Sometimes it's fear, but it's an energy of somebody already knowing everything they need to know. They just didn't trust their intuition. They were too busy in their head trying to figure out how the other person felt. But you see, now this person's exploring their feelings, how they feel. So it's about the one, mating for life, partnering up. Crazy energy. It may not be this dramatic, but yeah, it's definitely here. This is a person who comes into a situation with luck, manifesting, already feeling like they're not good enough, like it's not going to go anywhere. This person isn't going to like them. They're going to leave them out in the cold. They're going to ghost them. Sometimes this is why people ghost people too, because they don't want to be cruel, because they've been treated that way and they don't know what to say. They don't know how to deal with it. So they just ghost people when they say, we're not compatible. I'm not feeling it. Whatever the situation, they just kind of move on. Okay. So, but I can see this person coming into it with lack, feeling like they're not good enough. See, this is someone who needs to let go of some baggage. Somebody made this person feel like they weren't good enough. In fact, in turn, they may have made you feel that way. I'm not so sure that's what their intentions were, but all right. Take care, Sag. I wish you the best, and bye for now.